Hello, everyone. We are so excited to share this series of play and how to engage with your child no matter what age. And we've got Karen Newell here, who's going to share all of her expertise as a co-founder of Toy Like Me. So Karen, take it away.
Oh, thanks for inviting Melissa. It's great. I'm going to share my screen if that's okay with you, because
Absolutely.
I've done a little presentation that helps, I think. So
Perfect.
let's
Thank
share
you.
my screen here. Can you all see that?
Yep.
Perfect. So as Melissa kindly said, I'm Karen from Toy Like Me. Most importantly, I'm mum to Fred and Eva. Fred's 13 and he's got a severe visual impairment, and Eva is his older sister. So I've created a series of short videos for you just to share my thoughts around play, if that's okay. My first one is entitled Play is the Spice of Life. Now, I like little sayings that you can remember, because that's really important when we're busy old mums and dads, aren't we? So if we can remember play is the spice of life, we might be able to look at expanding our children's play opportunities. I'm going to start by just a couple of quotes. I love this. Play is universal. It lies at the core of creativity and innovation. And I think we forget that, what with school and with work. But let's say that play is universal amongst all abilities as well, whatever disabilities children and adults may have. And another important point to say is that we are built to play. So as a child pops out, they're there ready to explore, but we're also built through play. So it's through play, that's how we develop. So if we can remember those quotes, that helps us in our sort of play journey and extracting the play opportunities for our children. But the first thing to say is that we forget as adults how to play. I'm sure, we all remember when we were children, and I want you to just have a think back to when you were a child, and think back to a sort of a memory of yours, and just picture it in your mind. Now mine, I've used one from my children, but mine was about the seaside. So if you pick that snap and keep it in your mind, have a think, what did it smell like? Now I can remember the smell of the sea. What did it taste like? And now I can remember the salt on your lips, that sort of dry face that you get with salt. What did it sound like? I can remember the waves. And what did it feel like? Do you know that awful time trying to get sand off your legs? It really scratchy. So those are all the sort of sensory feelings I can, it's like a sensory landscape, really. And I just want you to note that not one of those was about what I saw, because those feelings are from within and it relies on all our senses. And that sensory recollection is a way to connect us back to our childhood. So if we can remember that, I mean, my best toy, we've got a house full of toys, believe me, every toy. But the best thing I ever bought was 7 ton of soil in the front garden that we had to wheelbarrow to the back garden. As you can see, the kids actually loved it for days. So the simplest things are the best often. So I did say play is the spice of life. So SPICE is an acronym. So we put social play, physical play. I is for intellectual and imaginative play. C is for creative play. And E is for emotional play. And we'll come back to the toys later, but this is what SPICE stands for. Now, there are lots of different play types. There are many, many play types. A great British play guru called Bob Hughes, I think it was 21, he noted. But for ease, we're going to stick with these 5, if that's okay with you. So we're going to start off with the added sensory seasoning. So we've got play as the spice of life. So if you think about spice, we've got sensory seasoning as well. So we need to remember that all our play opportunities need to sort of take note of senses, because that's really important. Any vision that the adults might have, think about that. And that's all about light, and it's about color, and it's about contrast. Smell. Let's try and make our play experiences smelly. Can you make a bath smell delightful? Or, can you crush some petals and make a lovely flower soup? Taste, really important. If you want your child to have that full experience. Sound, it speaks for itself. Children are not quiet, are they? And obviously touch is really, any tactile experience is perfect for our kids. So with all our experiences, we need to look at the sensory seasoning. And I've added 2 senses to this that I often forget. Vestibular. So the vestibular system is really important because it explains the perception of our body in relation to movement and balance. And I think for blind kids, sometimes that's a bit tricky. I know my son was quite late in normal terms to walk, but he's running now. So I think to look at the vestibular system and to try and expand that in our play opportunities in terms of lots of different ways of sitting down, drawing on a plane, drawing underneath, just to explore that space. And also proprioception. Now, I often get these muddled up, but proprioception is the sense of your body parts in relation to yourself. And this sense is really important because it makes us know where our body is in space. So a lot of children like swinging and they love that sort of thing. That helps with the vestibular and the proprioception. And also, if you know yourself, how do you clap your hands with your eyes closed? You need to practice those skills. And so I think any play opportunity that promotes these extra 2 senses is really important. So we've looked at spice and we've looked at sensory seasoning. So now we'll go on just to explore just the first 2, the S and the P. Okay, so social play. Don't you just love a bit of social play? Well, yes and no. I think toys that promote social play really do help children understand the relationship between people, objects, and the place that they're in. But not all children like to play with other children. They like solitary play as well, and that's fine. And I would keep this in social play. I think what we try and do in looking at promoting social play is looking at toys, activities, and objects that promote it. So the most favourite one, I think, is having a tea party. So you can have a tea party with yourself and your teddy, and you can create that. You can help your child create that with real cakes and with real water. And they can pour the water and they can invite you in to that play if they so wish, or they can just serve their teddies. That's fine too. Or you can invite other children in. So I think social plays, it's all around communication. It's all around children looking for different interactions, role play, caring. As kids get older or not, you can look at toys also that promote communication. I love this walkie-talkie that I've got here with a big mouth. What is a mouth? I don't know, it's really hard to see a mouth. So it's nice. I like that one because it's got all the bits and pieces there, the tongue and the teeth. Music making can be quite a social experience. If you do the rhythm, someone can play the percussion. You can do bang, 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 and the child can do boom, boom, boom. It's all there. It's all about communication. And I think as the children get older, you can start to delve more into small world play in terms of Playmobil and Sylvanian families and all those sort of things. An important part, I think, of social play is your sense of self. Now, I remember when my son was born, there were no toys that looked like him. There were no toys with a white cane or maybe with a guide dog. And that's why we set up Toy Like Me. But now there is, and it's brilliant. But I just think it's really important for all children to have toys that look like different people. And I love, you've got the Our Generation one here, and you've got the American Girl doll. And there's lots of different toys and dolls that represent disability. Grab them, because I think your child's going to encounter all these different people. And it's really important for your children's sense of self and their self-esteem. So social play, I think that's all I want to say about that, but to remind you that it's social and solitary, really. It's that interaction. And you do have to remember your inner child. When that child gives you that biscuit that they've lovingly made, you take it. And maybe you develop that play opportunity, because it's a lovely thing to do. So that's social play for us. The next one I want to explore is physical play. Now, physical play. This is the one that scared me the most. It was like, okay, my son can't see very well, so how is he going to be running around with balls and things and climbing? And well, they do, and they cause you to get many grey hairs in the process. So toys, I think, that promote that physical play really do help children develop their coordination. As I said, my son was a relatively late walker. He started walking just after he was 2. He bum shuffled so fast everywhere. He went through a pair of trousers every week. So there was no stopping him. And once he did get up, he walked very well. What I thought, and I haven't put out here actually, one of the greatest toys was the stick with the little dog on the end that you push. I think that's a first cane, really, because you push it around, and if you get to a wall, you don't go into it, your little doggy or whatever goes into it. So that's a great way to promote mobility for our children. I think tools are really important, like the spade here. It was nice, you could actually use it as a stick or a cane, but you could also dig, you could draw lines. I think tools like anything with a stick on it is brilliant. Balls, I mean, come on, everybody loves a ball. Bigger, we've got the jangle ball with the bell in it. This red ball, my son, we went to gym club when we moved to York, and it was his favorite ever thing to do, because big is beautiful, isn't it? It's so nice, and he could play collaboratively with people, he could squash people with it. Really important for his understanding of rotation. What is a ball? It can be a little ball, it can be a big ball. And what pressure do I need to push it or pull it or grab it? So all of those early physical concepts are being developed. It helped when we went to gym club that it was a sprung floor, that it was quite safe and soft. And so I didn't get too worried about it. But outdoor play, or any play that promotes this, I think is really the way to go. Within the gym club, the foam cubes were just the best, because you could jump in them and get lost, or you could build with them. And we used to have some really lovely collaborative physical play moments with these things, with these foam blocks, and they didn't hurt when they fell on your head, which they often did. So, the wooden blocks can be really scary sometimes, because the kids get them really high and then they're like, oh. So these were great. And you can make them yourself if you want, out of an old mattress or foam. So I think having physical play opportunities sometimes is a bit of a barrier for children with visual impairment, because their mums and dads are a little bit cotton wool. They wrap them in cotton wool. I know I did and still do, but they're really important. Having a trampoline with an enclosure, brilliant opportunity. Big gross motor movements. The jingle jangle ball, the giant piano keyboard, that was one we had in the garden, really great, so they can run up and down. And even if they didn't have any sight, they knew that if they stepped on something, it made something happen. So big loose parts are really important as well. So sticks and stones and things like that. Really important to give your child the opportunity to do that in a safe but exploratory environment. Now I'm going to pause on physical play here so you can remember all those great opportunities that you had as a child. And do you have any questions about that, Melissa?
Honestly, I'm just, again, trying to revisit my childhood, and as a parent raising both children, and just really trying to recall all the things that I may have done that I didn't really think intentionally, or some of the things that I may have done differently, adding all of those senses. It's beautiful, the things that maybe we do and we don't realize how it is involving other senses or social play and physical. So I think it's amazing, and I love how it all incorporates, and it's very intentional, without having to be really awkward or taking a lot of time to be that intentional, if that makes sense.
We haven't got time, have we? We're often we have multiple kids, we've got no time. But if you just try and keep that play is the spice of life in your head and the senses, then hopefully we can enhance our children's play experiences.
Oh, so beautifully said. So stay tuned for part 2, where we learn the rest of Spice.